Okay, in this lesson I want to explain how to set up VR in simlab composer, and if you click on the environment, how to setting VR settings and lights. Okay, for first doing the VR, we have to go to the VR viewer menu and set the start position. If you click on that, as you can see, a person will be appear in the scene, and this person is you. Click N and you can position anywhere, and you can change your heights, your position. Simply click the viewer start position, and when you start VR, you're going from here. Okay, it's very neat for first step for setup VR. So again, set the start position, and after that it's very easy. The second step is show in viewer. If you click on it and select which one do you want, I select desktop and the VR viewer will be open, and now you can move like exactly game engine. You can just drag your mouse to look around, and with the W you can go forward, S, backward, to the left A, to the right D. And of course you can do everything in the scene like a game engine. For closing that, you can hit middle mouse button, and I explain them all, and hit close. If you want to save it, I don't need. In this lesson, I want to explain how to set up the lighting in the environment. It's very easy. As you can see, the Hdri and the sun is enabled, and you can change all of its settings, and the settings directly affect the the VR viewer. I suggested you to better lighting your scene, going to the library 3D scene. In this 3D scene, for example, I like this. You can simply click and drag your scene. Simply click and drag your this scene on your the scene that you are preparing, and as you can see, some things will be happen here. You can, after that, this is an safety environment, all the things, as you can see, HDRI settings, and after that you can delete that. Why does we because it's very nice. It's automatically change the settings exactly. The setting is good for VR, and you don't need to change them. If you show in viewer, we have a nice and clear environment, HDRI. It's the best setting. As you can see, it's lighting, reflection, everything is nice because of the HDRI. So doing this instead of going and experimentals all of its settings, that's nice. And but if you want a user, if you go to the VR viewer, the user can manually change all of the lighting by itself. If you middle mouse click and go into this setting, light, I will explain them later. In the light here, you can turn off the sun. As you can see, instead of the sun, HDRI will be appear. Or you can turn off the HDRI. You can turn on the fog. It's very simple. If you click the sun, here you can enable the night mode, sun and sky. If you want to turn it down, you can turn the night mode, but you have to go back and turn off the HDRI, and then, as you can see, we are in night mode. Interesting, okay? So the user can simply change its lighting setting, and for better results, you have to turn on HDRI and sun sky. HDRI because of that, because we have all the reflection, better reflection, environment with HDRI and lighting. And if you want to more accurate thing, you can add the fog. Okay, we have more better result if you want it. And here you can select the settings, and for example in a sun and sky you can change the light color, you can change the position of the sun strength, sky strength. The user can change anything here. Or you can in HDRI you can change the brightness of the HDRI, and in a fog you can change the fog color, you can change the density of the fog and the start distance. The 0, it means it starts from camera to the infinity. Or you can move it from the camera, for example, start from here to the end. These settings are manually, and you can just settings in this area, in this scene, click, and you can advanced setting here. You can change the light power. As you can see, this is an light power. This is an VR lighting. We insert that. You can increase or decrease that light. You can change the expose. You can change the background environment instead of environment that has a sky and sun, or you can add an image if you want, color, image. You have to select it, and you can change any color for background that you want, as you can see. Okay, but if you don't save these settings, if you close that, as you can see, if you bring another showing viewer, all of settings return to origin setting, return to original setting. What is the original setting? The settings that you set up here. Okay, so if you want to set up if you want to setting that you want to anytime that this viewer is open show you have to set up here that I explained them before. You can change the sky and sun strength, sun direction, and the HDRI brightness and rotation, which HDRI image do you want to use. And here you can change the background. For example, if you want to use image, you have to select it from here, but the best one is from environment. And that is here. You can, from the first, you can, when you want to open it, you can enable the night mode. If you want to, at the first time you open, be in a night mode, you have to enable the night mode. Or if you want to enable fog from the beginning of you can enable it. And you can auto adjust. If you click on them, you can change the color, density, start as you see in the viewer setting. Or you can change the exposure offset of the night. Auto adjust HDRI. If you, for example, go in a light area and suddenly go to the dark area, it's automatically change the brightness of the HDRI. You can test it if you want, but I don't like it and I want to turn it off. But sometimes if you go to the room and after that go to outside, you can use it. Test it. Turn it off. If you turn it off, we have a constant HDRI brightness. If you, for example, go here, we have a constant lighting, and as you can see, it does not change. But if you auto adjust HDRI brightness, sometimes it's very important when you going from exterior to the interior, and it's, as you can see, the lighting is changing, and the lighting of inside this area is changing. And if we go in, it automatically turn on the lighting. As you can see, change the lighting if you look at the dark and light area. But in this case, I don't like it. Okay, the important thing is navigation mode. This mode is walking. If you want to visualize 3D objects, you have to select it mechanical. If you set it in mechanical, if you open it, something like this happens. Interesting. As you can see, you can just with and click and drag, and this is a mechanical view. If you want to visualize something to others, you can do this view. If you select the walk, you can walk through your object, or you can fly instead of the walking. You can fly with W, you can fly in any elevation that you want. And here you can change the field of view for more view in your scene. Or you can select the VR flying. As you can see, if you set the VR headset and standalone VR headset or the PC VR, we have a handle for walking. Okay, you cannot walk through your object with the VR. You have to use the handle and select the position, and you transport to that position if you see the VR. But here you can enable the flying VR if you want. As you can see, as I said before, if you use the baking to the texture, I suggest you to do that because your project will be fast, will be more lighter, and you can deliver to everyone, to any PC. You have to bake it. Okay, if this is a very light scene, but if you have a very big and dense setting, you have to bake it every object. And here you can use light maps. Here you can use the shadow quality if you want to high. I like it to high. This is on corner shading. It means ambient occlusion. It's a light. It's a better setting in the light. This is ambient occlusion. If you go, for example, here in it's acts in a building. This is ambient occlusion. I explained it here. As you can see, for example, in this part, we have a little shadow that can define between the two objects that intersect to each other, and the shadow will be appear here. This is an ambient occlusion. Okay, or you can see better ambient occlusion here. As you can see, this is an ambient occlusion in the corners. This shadow is ambient occlusion. Okay, you can change the measurement unit to any measurement that you want. And sometimes, as you saw before, we have a box message. You can change the scale of that. And this is on catalogs. It's very interesting that you see, for example, here. This is the website for simlab composer that upload all of the catalogs here. Middle mouse button, and this is an catalog. I will explain it more, but it's very easy. You can add any object from the cloud to your scene and manage or complete your scene that you can deliver to user and give you a catalog, and the user can handle its scene if you want. Okay, this is an VR setting. It's very easy and straightforward. You can use it. Hello my friends. To continue these tutorials on YouTube, subscribe us, like us, and hit the bell icon. And now you will be alerted about all of the amazing videos that we release.